Welcome to the Messianic Evangelical Bridge. I'm Stefan Sante. This series explores the Jewish roots of Christianity, the rhythms of the early church, and the renewal happening in the modern disciple. We follow a simple rhythm. What was, what happened, what's next? Because we're not just looking back, we're growing forward. Grafted in, growing forward. Let's begin. Welcome back to the Messianic Evangelical Bridge, a journey into the world of Jesus, the roots of the early church, and the renewal happening in the global church today. This is part 5, why the church is returning to its roots. Across denominations, across nations, across generations, something is happening. A global pull, a spiritual hunger, a return. Let's explore why. Grafted in, growing forward. For nearly 2,000 years, the church has carried the message of Jesus across the world. But in our generation, right now, believers everywhere are rediscovering something ancient, something foundational, something that was always meant to anchor our faith. A return to the Jewishness of Jesus, the Hebraic worldview of Scripture, the rhythms of the early church, the unity of Jew and Gentile, and the continuity of God's covenant story. This isn't a trend. It's not a new denomination. It's not a theological fad. It's a return, a rediscovery of the foundation the early church stood on. Why now? Why this generation? Why this moment in history? Well, there are 5 major forces driving this global return. Every one of them is visible, researchable, and historically significant. So, number 1, archaeology has reopened the world of Jesus. In the last century, discoveries have brought the first century back to life. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered between 1947 and 56, they give us the earliest biblical manuscripts and a window into Jewish belief during Jesus' time. Synagogues from the first century, like Magdala, uncovered in 2009, show us the very spaces where Jesus likely taught. The Pilate Stone, discovered in 1961, it confirmed the historical existence of Pontius Pilate. Excavations in Capernaum, Nazareth, and across Judea have revealed homes, inscriptions, and artifacts that match the world described in the Gospels. Archaeology has made the Jewish world of Jesus visible again. Second, scholarship has shifted toward Jewish context. In the last 50 years, biblical scholarship has undergone a major shift. The third quest for the historical Jesus emphasizes his Jewish identity. Scholars like E.P. Sanders, Geza Vermes, N.T. Wright, Amy Jill Levine, and Craig Keener have helped restore the Second Temple context of the New Testament. Jewish-Christian dialogue has increased dramatically since the mid-20th century, and the result is a clear, more historically grounded understanding of Jesus and the early church. Number 3, the church is hungry for depth and authenticity. Across the world, believers are feeling a deep spiritual hunger. It's a hunger for context, clarity, for depth and rootedness. People want more than slogans. They want scripture in its original world. They want Jesus as he truly was. They want the early church as it truly lived. This hunger is global, from Pentecostal to Anglican, Baptist to Catholic, Messianic to non-denominational. 4, the Messianic Jewish movement has re-emerged. Since the 1960s, Jewish believers in Jesus have formed a visible global movement. There's Messianic synagogues, Hebrew-rooted worship, Jewish Christian scholarship, and a restored Jewish identity within faith in Jesus. This movement has become a living bridge, helping the wider church rediscover the Jewishness of Jesus, the continuity of Scripture, and the unity of Jew and Gentile. It's one of the most significant developments in modern church history. And number 5, the Spirit is stirring the global church. Finally, the most important reason. Across continents, believers are sensing a call to return to the foundations, to understand Scripture in its original world, to walk the ancient paths, to rediscover what was lost and rebuild what was broken. This is not nostalgia, it's renewal. The Spirit is rebuilding the bridge. So what's next? Well, this return to the roots is not about becoming Jewish or rejecting the church or recreating the first century or adopting legalism. It's about clarity. It's about identity. It's about seeing Jesus as he truly is, not through layers of later tradition, but through the world he lived in. It's about reading Scripture the way the early church read it. It's about unity, Jew and Gentile, one family, one story, one Messiah. Part 6 will bring the entire series together, what the restored bridge looks like and how we walk it today. Grafted in, growing forward. Thank you for joining me on the Messianic Evangelical Bridge. If this episode stirred something in you, share it with someone who's also seeking a deeper rooted faith. You can read the full essays on Substack and follow along as we continue this journey back to the beginning and forward to the fulfillment. Until next time, keep growing forward.